Let me clear something up real quick. We hear MAGA talk. We hear it all the time. The recycled catchphrases and the bumper sticker slogans. We've heard it all before. We're not listening anymore because there's nothing new to hear from you. You may have confused us with the part of the left that's still trying to meet you halfway. The ones hoping for some mythical common ground. That's the old left. We're the dark left. We already know where you stand. You shout America first while dragging the country backwards. And you talk about freedom, but only when it benefits you or people who look like you. And you claim to support the working man, but not if he speaks Spanish or comes from another country. You vote for cheap groceries, but you want to deport the very people that make that possible. And you wrap yourself in the Constitution until it protects someone else's rights. You're not patriots. You're children playing dress up with flags made in China. You're afraid of facts, you're allergic to history, and you're completely blind to the long-term damage caused by the very policies that you support. So no, your talking points don't shake us, and your outrage doesn't move us. You're yelling into the void, and we're not even turning our heads. We are focused on ending your anti-American, anti-democratic, unconstitutional bullshit. And your reign of power is destructive, but it's going to be short. The clock's ticking, MAGA, and you're a lot closer to the end than the beginning. And if you want to follow me on any of the other platforms, all my links are in the bio. Remember, I'm not the dark left. Together, we're the dark left. Please join me in helping to call out the bullshit and bring some sanity back to the conversation.
So our Airbnb guest got here and canceled within 5 minutes and just left. So there was no way that she could stay somewhere like this because she saw this. And she got in her car and drove away and left until we were sad.
Well, bless your little Christian heart, outskirts of heaven. Here you are thinking that if you flew a Trump flag outside of your Airbnb property, that would bring you guests and not judgment. But baby, those are no longer any kind of welcome signs. Those are warning labels at this point. Trump flags in 2025 are the new Confederate flags back in the 1990s. You know, that same flag that screams we lost the war, but we're still racists. The one that screams no LGBTQI allowed unless you're Republican and closeted. And if your pronouns aren't yes, sir, or no, sir, then you best keep on driving. You're out here acting shocked that people don't want to sleep on your property when you have a literal fascist flag flying on your front fucking yard. That's almost like walking into an Airbnb and seeing the Klan's entire closet hanging on your fucking clothesline. It's an outright middle finger to black people, LGBTQIA, women, teachers, and everybody else that's been affected by this administration down to its fucking core. I don't understand why they left my Airbnb. Well, that's because she said, not today, Satan. I'm not dying in the fucking extended scenes of Get Out. So yeah, for all you MAGA business owners, you keep acting like flying the Trump flag is a brand upgrade. But in reality, he's the little spirit Halloween of American fucking politics. Loud, tacky, and apparently just seasonal. And always leaves your business vacant. So keep flying that Trump flag, sis. But don't cry when your bookings dry up faster than you fucking already are down there. Because frankly, you're not on the outskirts of heaven. You're literally sitting on the front porch of hell at this point. With a 1-star rating and a MAGA fucking flag flying really deeply into the breeze. I hope this helps.
I know that we have lost a lot of our workers because of their hearing about these raids. We have got some of them back, but we're now about half capacity, which basically hurts our work production. This particular job here is a huge job for the community. Well, the community's going to miss out if we can't get it finished. And those raids happen a good bit away from here. There's a lot of closer jobs than this one, so I know they're all being affected as well.
I mean, we have rights as a general contractor. You can't just storm my site, and that shouldn't be happening here. But when that unknown is factored in, I mean, we've heard horror stories of, you know, they're detaining everyone. I've worked international projects, I've worked regional projects, and you know, I'm a Trump supporter. I back him 100%, but I just feel like there has to be a more.
And it's very hard these days to get people to do construction. It's extremely hard. And they're willing to do it. Hispanic descent, they basically are stepping up and will do some of the hard work. But I am a Trump supporter, like I said, and I do think there is a way to go about doing this, but I just don't think the raids.
Hundreds of construction sites in Florida are now begging and struggling to find workers after the recent deportation of illegal immigrants.
El trabajo hay. Videos like this all over social media. Construction sites in Florida reportedly abandoned by immigrant workers following the state's new immigration law signed by Governor Ron DeSantis. Today, the governor was asked about migrants fleeing the state. He didn't directly address the issue, but said this.
You can't build a strong economy based on illegality.
Construction sites in the state of Florida are now empty and begging and struggling to find workers. The construction companies claim that this is due to the recent deportation of illegal immigrant workers. This situation with the construction sites in Florida has garnered controversy from commenters online. Commenters claimed that now construction companies can no longer hire cheap, low-cost labor and that the contractors hiring illegals should be held responsible. But what do you think about the situation? Do you think the deportation of illegal immigrants is a good thing? Comment your opinion down below.
So illegal immigrants have been hunted throughout the state of Florida by ICE agents, and the Florida construction industry, shocker, crashed. That's right, Florida construction is crashed because while all of the ICE agents have been going around to all of these construction sites, picking up illegal immigrants and undocumented immigrants that are supposedly criminals, it's created such an aftermath that now, it doesn't matter if they're documented or undocumented, immigrants are not going to construction sites, they're not going to farmlands, they're not going to anywhere where ICE agents are searching. So now that we have dozens of openings, you would think that Americans would be rushing back to the workforce, and they'd be taking these jobs back that illegal immigrants were taking from them. Timmy, Todd, and Tucker are not going out to do roofing, a Florida sun. Construction in Florida is at a crawl because guess what? Illegal immigrants were doing the jobs that nobody else wanted to do. And this whole story about illegal immigrants are stealing American jobs was a bravado to have an excuse for not going out and actually doing these jobs. And the fact is, most United States citizens don't even have the job skills to be able to do these jobs illegal immigrants have been doing for underpay for a long time. The fact is, blaming immigrants for the jobs that you don't want to do is cowardly. The fact is, illegal immigrants have come to this country for a better way of life. They are only doing the jobs that you won't do because they can't get anything better. But once they've rised up, they've got themselves educated, they will become lawyers, they will become doctors, they will turn the tides on the people that are oppressing them now. It has happened over and over again, and it will happen in the state of Florida. Wake up. Everybody that watches this and agrees with me, please share this, leave your comments. Please comment for all of us, so that way we all stand together. Unity. And for all of you that disagree with me, just keep on.
So Donald Trump promised a golden age for the United States of America, and what they get instead is a lumber mill, which has been in a family for 75 years in Montana, closing down with a loss of 104 jobs. This is directly related to the 35% tariff on lumber. The company was overwhelmed by this, and as a result, they've had to shut down. The name of the company is Pyramid Mountain Lumber, and they're in Boone, Montana. The source for this is the New York Times. 104 families. This is. I take no pleasure in these reports. I take no pleasure in this. But directly because of Donald Trump's economic policies, people are losing their livelihoods in the United States of America.
My attention was drawn to the whole construction sites right now in Florida, in some parts of Nebraska and all of that are seeking black workers. Come on. You had black workers, but you voted the wrong person. Yeah. Your black workers left. Your black workers were the illegal immigrants. Okay. Oh, now I understand. Somebody said they wanted the illegal immigrants to go away so that the black Americans can come take up those jobs and start doing. They are not doing those kind of jobs. Yeah. And you're going to be forced to move to the sites yourself, which is even not possible, right? So let's watch these videos and I'll be back with the commentaries. This is really funny, guys. If you've not subscribed, please go ahead, subscribe, like, and share this video. I will be back.
New home builder, modern builders in Sarasota, Florida, I think is where they're at, is filing for bankruptcy. They have over $7 million in inventory that they're defaulting on the loans. Those homes are going into a foreclosure. They're the first that's filed for bankruptcy, but rumor is there's a lot of new home builders throughout the South that are in the same predicament. They're teetering on considering filing bankruptcy. What is that going to do to the foreclosure, the real estate market, when all this inventory hits and it's bank owned. DJ Horton just downgraded its predictions by 15%. So the big ones, the big names, the Hortons and stuff, they're not going to file for bankruptcy, but you're going to see the littler ones. This is where it starts, that they're being forced to walk away from everything they built because they can't sell the homes. If you can't sell the homes, once they're built, you have to make a payment. That's how construction loans work. Homes are built, they're not selling, they're not renting, they're getting taken back by the bank. I'm going to show up and take them.
Well. Florida homeowners' nightmare. Now, I don't know if you guys have been told, but in the past 6 months, there's a couple companies that have been filing for bankruptcy. Homeowners construction companies. And the following is Planet Signature Home, Vandervalit, Modern Builders Inc., Division 3 by JP, Seminole in Lake Counties, Sunset Palms Condo Association, which has 267 units. They're also filing for bankruptcy. But why? Why? Because you have homeowners that are walking away from condo association. Back in April, many homeowners with unfinished projects, Pegasus Builders and South Florida Developer, also filed for Chapter 11, listing up to $10 million in debt and assets. You have condo homeowners who are walking away from their property. Between the assessment fees, homeowners insurance, and HOA association fees, they're done. It's cheaper to walk away. You're saying this in the past. The market is going to be impacted in a very huge way, and Florida's going to pay the price, bitches. Let's not even get into homeowners insurance. Why are we even paying insurance? A particular insurance by the name of Slide Insurance. That doesn't sound shady. These shady motherfuckers have paid both of their executives, which happen to be husband and wife, over $50.3 million in compensation. That is 10% of the company's entire revenue. But here's the fucking crazy part. That in the last 2 years for Hurricane Helene and Milton, they've denied over 50 and 60% of anybody's claims for a fucking hurricane. So why the fuck are we paying el ojo del culo for homeowners insurance to get fucking denied? But they ain't denying their executives. It all goes hand in hand. Everyone's filing for bankruptcy. Everyone's leaving because it is unsustainable. Have the worst motherfucking pay in all the states. You need a 700 credit score, 3 times the rent, and you need a first, last, and security. Like, what the fuck? How the fuck are we even making ends meet? The math is not mathing.
To the Latinas crying because their husbands, boyfriends are being sent packing, y'all did this to yourselves. And if not you, your Hispanic American cousins, they wanted you gone. Your cousins, your aunties, your nieces and nephews, they wanted to make America great again. That's who you need to be mad at. And to mine, this is not what happened to us. They came here as people. We did not. And it's Hispanics who work for Border Patrol. It's Hispanics who work for ICE. It's black people who work in all of these places. They see this stuff all the time. And you got Job Corps shutting down, people losing their benefits, federal employees trying to get back into the workforce. We need all jobs available to Americans first. And how much taxpayer dollar is being paid to detain and to prosecute and to send the people back? And I hope they find all of those companies who hired them. The state and the feds need to.
Usually these would be worked on every day in, day out. Ain't nobody working. Not a soul.
The Hispanic workforce is pretty much gone out here.
Our workers, the Hispanics, they will be up there. They don't want this to get wet. All those houses are sold, getting wet more than they have to and getting destroyed by the humidity. Well, they pay for them already.
This is not good. This is not good. I'm not seeing a lot of workers here. I'm not seeing a lot of movement going on here. This is not good. From a real estate standpoint, if you're already under contract for a property that's under construction, expect a lot of delays. And if you're looking for a new built property, expect prices to go up because there is a ridiculous shift taking place right now in the workforce. And unfortunately, that check is going to be passed on to us, the consumers. This is so sad.
So, you know, something we never talk about is that Trump supporters that own businesses and run businesses will gaslight their employees, just like the sociopath narcissists in the White House. We don't talk about that, do we? We're going to talk about it right now. So tariffs were supposed to be a big boon for manufacturing. American companies were going to be forced to purchase from other American manufacturers so they don't have to pay the tariffs. That would result in an increase in manufacturing output, right? Which isn't happening. And it would have a direct result of jobs being created. That's how we were sold on this. So American steel, tariffs just hit August 1st. So that means companies would be buying American-made steel, right? And we'd be hiring steel workers, right? So why did Dearborn Works in Dearborn, Michigan, owned by Cleveland Cliffs Corporation, just lay off 500 unionized, loyal, long-term employees? Huh? They make American steel. Everybody in America that manufactures parts that need steel, we're supposed to be buying from American steel manufacturers like Dearborn Works. Why aren't they hiring a shit ton of employees? Why are they laying people off? Well, here's where the gaslighting comes in. The CFO of Cleveland Cliffs that owns Dearborn Works, he's a super huge MAGA, big MAGA donor. He made the rounds on Fox News helping to push the tariffs by coming up with his own term, make American steel great again, all right? So what does he have to say to the 500 Americans that are now out of work and out of benefits? The tariffs are working exactly the way they're supposed to work. Quote, unquote. Another beautiful example of gaslighting that MAGA voters don't understand. He also gaslit all of them by saying, we just have to wait until the big three ramp up production again. He knows that there are tens of thousands of component parts that go into making a car. And that no matter what, GM, Ford, Chrysler have to purchase imported parts because we don't make them here. And that results in the increase in the price of the car at a time when a shit ton of employees have been let go, including from the federal government, at a time when people are struggling financially, and so they're not buying cars. And that's not going to change with this orange dude in Project 2025 in the White House. It's only going to get worse. But again, to the beginning, my original point, owners who support Donald Trump are also narcissistic gaslighters. So hopefully that's another 500 employees. I'm sure many of them voted for Donald Trump. Maybe they'll finally have something going on up here to see that they just sold out their own interests. Yeah.
What's up, America? Home sales in America collapsing. And I could not be happier. Fuck you! Yes, that's right. Home sales in the United States now are the worst they've been in 10 full years. And it's expected to get much worse because houses are an average of $512,000. The fuck is wrong with you? So sorry, companies that are buying up a bunch of homes and purposely keeping them off the market to drive up prices. I want to see you go out of business. As a matter of fact, when you do finally go out of business, I'm gonna dance on your grave and piss on the fucking ashes. Yes, that's right. You don't deserve to operate here in the United States. Blackstone and other companies that have been buying thousands of single-family homes and purposely keeping them off the market to increase costs because there's no supply. Yeah, fuck you, eat a dick. I hope home sales collapse to the worst in American history. I hope it's the worst in recorded history. I want it to be forced upon you to cut the prices of houses in half. I want it forced on you. And then I want to see you go out of business after it's forced and a company that doesn't suck asshole take over and try again. Fuck you, eat a dick. I hope the market crashes so hard it's double as bad as it was during the Great Recession. Which, of course, as you know, wouldn't even existed without people profiteering like they are now.
Design Group of America is filing for bankruptcy. They are supposedly liquidating and laying people off or starting to lay people off. In an article I read, they said 80 people in the New York office are being laid off. And that isn't like janitors and cleaning people. That is the design staff. This is pretty big news because Design Group of America is sewing patterns in part. So it's Simplicity, Butterick, Vogue, all the big five, McCall's, those sewing patterns. While we got reports before that it was business as usual, it's not really looking like that. This is a huge blow to the sewing community, to the crafting space, because we've already lost Joann's and now we could potentially probably be losing our sewing patterns in print format. This is why I've been saying for the past few weeks now, we really need to start supporting indie designers. We don't know what the future holds for Design Group of America. We don't know if we are going to be getting any more Simplicity patterns or any more Big Five patterns. But what we do know is that there is an emerging group of designers, amazing designers that are so talented that are creating indie patterns. And now is the time for us to turn and support them. Some of my favorites are So Motive B by Renee. She does amazing bag and accessory patterns. Another bag designer is Patterns by D. I've really been starting getting into Vicky Sews as well. If you really want elevated, on-trend sewing patterns, definitely check out Vicky Sews. So Much Jazz has her pattern line, J Desiree, which she has trending accessories and she has really cute clothes. She went viral this year for her Beyonce chaps. Everyone was making those chaps for the Cowboy Carter tour, so definitely check her out. Nikki Brooks of Beauty J'adore, she does clothing, but now she has gotten into high-end luxury bags as well. Definitely support her and check her out. And I can go on and on and on. There are so many indie pattern designers, Black women designers that you definitely need to check out. If you have any recommendations, leave them down below in the comments. Shout yourself out. Now is the time to shop small, support indie brands, support indie designers, learn how to print PDF patterns, learn how to use your projector, because again, we don't know what the future holds with the Big Five, with Design Group of America. So now is really the time to support indie designers and shop small. But also indie designers, now is the time for you to push yourself and create patterns that are not just boxy tops and skirts. We want patterns that are a little challenging, a little interesting. We are past the stage of a boxy top. So please and thank you.
When I saw that video that ICE were still raiding construction sites, oh, of course, I did a video like that a few weeks back about ICE going to construction sites, picking up all this, Hispanics, Latinos, Africans, and all of that, all those illegal immigrants they had there, right? And it was so shocking. But at this time, presently as we speak right now, they are still going to those sites. And I wonder why they will be doing that. I wonder why they will be doing that. Somebody said that right now that they are even begging the Black Americans who are citizens of that country to actually come take up those jobs in their sites and do. First of all, let me tell you something. They pay way lesser than the money they're meant to pay an hour, right? Let's say they're meant to pay $40 per hour, right, to their citizen, or they give the illegal immigrants as little as $16 to do those jobs per hour. And these people do it very well. And they do it with all of their hearts. Right now, they voted for the wrong person. This person told you that he's coming to clear everywhere. Everybody is going to go. The least you would have done is stand in the gap and make sure this man doesn't smell the seats. But these people made sure they went all out themselves and insisted that this person was going to become their president. I don't know if they were thinking that after this person becomes their president, that he was going to, what were they thinking? Oh, they wanted to do away with these illegal immigrants who were not even having any criminal case at all. They just wanted them to leave their country so the Black Americans will continue. That's like starting slavery for the second time. And right now, the Black Americans are saying, we are not going to do those jobs. We're not taking up those jobs in your farms. We're not taking up those jobs in your sites. You will go and do them yourselves. And that is the problem they're having right now as we speak. In America, the sites are down. And some people are beginning to say house rents are going to drop because of that. Some are saying it's going to skyrocket. Who knows? I knew this is going to have a heavy effect on the economy, because you can't do away with your menial workers and feel you can survive. Right now, the economy is heading to shambles because a lot of those people are now declaring themselves bankrupt. Some of those big companies, that have been there for years, decades, now declaring themselves bankrupt. Nobody is buying. A lot of people are now hoarding their houses, not to even sell again, because in the coming years it's going to get more expensive, so they can make so much money from it. That is what is happening right now at the moment in America. And you can imagine, this is what their mistake cost them, and they fucked around and they're finding out the hard way, right? All we have to do is watch them, and then we'll see what will happen at the end of the day. What do you think? Do you think you can actually go take up those jobs from those farms and construction sites at this time? Please let me see that in the comments. If you've not subscribed, go ahead, subscribe, like, and share this video so it could go viral. And make sure to always come back, turn on your notification button so you can always see those videos, right, and come back to them. I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.